Hey everyone. Oh, I should take my glasses off. I just realized. I wanted to share something I just have an insight about. And I got asked on the final group call yesterday. We had this virtual workshop for the 60 days. It was such a great question. And I'm not saying I have the answer to it, but I have my answer to it. And someone on the call, you know who you are if you're watching this, asked that she'd always asked about forgiveness and how come, and I may not be remembering this accurately, but why forgiveness can be elusive, something like that. But if you want to share exactly what you said, but here's what I want to share about forgiveness. What I think is we often, due to, say, religious upbringing or programming or everything, there's so many things around forgiveness, like we be the first to forgive, and you know, the whole thing about the hot coal, you know, hanging on to anger is like hanging on to a hot coal and burning yourself. But what I want to say about all that, those are nice pithy quotes, and there's tons of them around feeling our emotions, anger, forgiveness, and I'm back on, some notification came up. But this is what I wanted to share about it. What I find happens is two things. First of all, we don't allow ourselves to feel all the emotions that we need to feel about forgiveness that are incorporated. That can be hatred, anger, resentment. We try and tell ourselves, and this is the big thing to me, it's thus the title of my book that I'm still working on editing, Forbidden Emotions. We tell ourselves these emotions are off limits. You know, these emotions are okay, but these aren't. So anger being, especially, I'm going to say this for women, and not that men don't have a problem with it, but I think sadness is a bit harder for men. The softer, let's call them softer emotions, but they're profound. We can be reversed on those. So we try to forgive before we're ready. We try to forgive too soon. And here's the thing. Forgiveness can take years. It can take years with someone in particular. If there's been a lot of wounding, a lot of resentments, a lot of things that have happened, we can try to forgive before we're ready. And I think often that's the illusion of forgiveness. And I've done it. And I've totally screwed myself with this, where I'm like, oh, you know, I'll be the first to forgive, so I'm going to forgive. And I do it, and I have an expectation that they're going to say something. And just the fact that I have an expectation about it becomes problematic in itself. I'm expecting something in return from them for forgiveness. True forgiveness to me is utter freedom. Like, you are so unattached to anything, anyone else, you know, the person that you're going to talk to, anything they'd say, even if they meet you with anger, you'd be like, well, you know, they're just not ready yet. It's absolutely free for you. That to me is when you know you're ready to forgive, that you have zero attachment to them having a certain reaction. I mean zero. Because if there's any little thorn or stickiness around it, it's not good for you to forgive before you're ready. And to honor the space that, like, I'm just not ready to forgive yet. I'm not. And the other thing is, if the person's alive, if that can be even harder, because you might still be having situations with them that are triggering you. So if they're alive, it makes getting re-triggered. And then if somebody has passed on, I think the forgiveness can come easier, because everything that has happened with them has already happened. So there's nothing new or sticky you have to deal with that might keep you from forgiving. But the key is, we try to forgive before we're ready. We tell ourselves by pressure and everything, oh, I've got to be a good person, I've got to forgive. And that's not good for anybody, especially yourself. So I really wanted to share that. I truly believe forgiveness can take years, and you'll know when you're ready. And I'm going to share this piece with you. So I was married before, and I have a daughter with my first husband, and We've been divorced because I've been with my husband now 17 years. And so we were divorced in 1998. And both of us did stuff, meaning said things to each other, behaved in ways that were hurtful to each other. And it was funny, I'd had this thought with him that it's been kind of ruminating with me, that I really want to call him at some point and just apologize for what I did upon our departure, the way I left, because I chose to leave the marriage. And I was not ready for this. Even like 6 months ago, I would have had too much shit going on around it. So I was like, I'm not ready. And we're talking, we divorced in 1998. And so I finally, just the other day before yesterday, was out hiking with my dogs, and I was like, it's time. And I called him, and he answered. And I really just said to him, look, I've been thinking about this recently, and I wanted to share this with you, that I really wanted to apologize to you for a lot of the things that I said and I did upon our departure, because I was pretty messed up back then, and I was coming from that place. And of course, I was doing the best I could then, but now I have the benefit of hindsight, and I see it, and I said and did some things that I didn't even mean, because I was so adamant on not putting any hope out there that we could, stay together. And I really was truly, genuinely able to own all that and feel at peace about it. And I had like zero attachment to that. He needs to say something back to me. He's got to own his part in it. I didn't even care. And I really was truly free. So when I said that, he just said, yeah, that was a rough time. And he said, both of us, I said stuff too. And I had zero expectation that he would do that. And it was not a very really long conversation or anything, but I said, that's really the primary reason I called you. I just wanted to take ownership for my part and apologize. And I tell you, I felt so free after that, and it just felt so good. And I didn't need him to go, oh yeah, I did this and that. I didn't need any of it. To me, that is freedom. And that is when forgiveness is real and genuine and feels good to you. And if you try to force yourself to forgiveness before you're ready, it doesn't work. And especially if someone has harmed you back, if you have felt you've had hurts and upsets. So I just wanted to share this because I was driving home from picking my car up, and I just had this inspiration. I wanted to share it. And I know, the relief and the freedom and the peace that I have felt now since I've done it is huge. And so I just wanted to share that. And I'm so thankful. It was so funny because I've been working on a lot of forgiveness stuff, and it was interesting that the gal in the group asked that. And so that's my take on forgiveness, is we often try to push it before we're ready. We haven't really completed our own inner work. And if you have any kind of expectation on your end that you want that person to say anything back to you or react in a certain way, it's just too soon. And don't make yourself wrong for that. Maybe you have to tap on, God, I'm making myself wrong. Try not to, tap on not making yourself wrong for not being ready to forgive, and realize that it's best for you. And it's best for the person that you're working on this with. If you are so clean about this and in the best possible place, to me, that's magic. That's magic. And the freedom and everything that can come to you because of that is huge. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. No tapping here today, but I just wanted to share those insights. So hope you're all having a really great weekend. I'm going to go in and get showered and get ready to go to some functions tonight with my husband, and that's it. Have a really good weekend. Bye-bye.